It is pretty early right now. I'm already up and showered, and I've got my notes and stuff kind of all typed up and ready to go. What time is it? It's a little bit before 9. I really, really want to go upstairs and make a pot of coffee, but because I got the whole coffee beans, coffee maker grinds the beans and it can be a little bit loud. I actually talked to Louis about it and said, like, you know, around 9 o'clock I'm going to be making coffee. It might be pretty loud. And he told me it wasn't a big deal, but his girlfriend's in town. Like, she got here yesterday, and so I don't know if they're like sleeping in, and like I don't want to be that guy, so I'm trying to wait as long as possible. But heading over to the CSGO house pretty early this morning, so I can't hold on for too long. And everything that I needed to get done at the PC this morning, or at my laptop, including editing yesterday's content, which is currently rendering. I don't know if you can hear the laptop in the background. The fans freaking crank when it gets rendered, but that's already in process. So, you know, I'm crushing it in terms of productivity this morning. Now it's just a matter of getting the other things that I want. I already cooked. I already ate. I just haven't made my cup of coffee. And if you guys have been watching previous episodes, I throw a little bit of coconut oil in there, and that goes in the blender, and then it blends it up. It doesn't change the flavor at all, so if you like black coffee, it's still delicious, but it's a little bit frothier, and I need it for the healthy fats, so that's why I do it. But the blender is also going to make noise, so I'm trying to delay that as long as I can for it to still be reasonable. And I think I'm coming up on the push the on button time. Still feel pretty good about what I saw and what we got from the team yesterday. It looks like they just released like a May video for Overwatch, like the backstory, I guess. Anyway, so what I'll do today, and I'll share a little bit of that with you guys. So when I get there today, what we're going to do before we kind of get into the prep and the practice for tonight's matches and the scrims is go over things that I saw yesterday that were good and things that I saw yesterday that were not good, and talk through those so that we're making sure that we're not only reinforcing all the good stuff, but that we're also identifying and starting to break the habits of the bad stuff. Because while we got 2 wins, and we had a great comeback, like we had good composure on Cobblestone, the second map, we were 1 round away from losing that. Like, I truly think if we lose one of the clutches that we won, we probably end up losing that. And at that point, the score wouldn't have been close, so it would have felt like a really big loss. But on CT side, we had so many like 4v2s, 5v3s, rounds that we should be winning 75 to 80% of the time, and we lost like 3 or 4 of them. So that game could have been a blowout. Like, that could have been our 16-12 win, could have been like a 16-8 win. Like, if we clean up those mistakes. And so that's what we'll do, is we'll go over the good stuff, the stuff that I saw that we were using, that we went over in practice, and it was being applied correctly, and it had immediate impact. And then we'll flip that over to the things that I saw that we can't do again, or we need to change, or we need to be aware of and play better. And so that's how we'll start the day with the team today. Still not gonna bring my camera. Like, maybe that's gonna be like a next week thing, if at all. I just don't feel. I don't know how the guys are gonna feel. You know, sometimes putting people on camera, it changes how they act and how they talk, and they don't feel quite as comfortable. And especially like in the first week or so, I don't want to fuck with that at all. Like, I don't. What we're doing right now is working. I'm slowly starting to get in there. I think the guys are starting to recognize, and I'm getting buy-in immediately, right? Like, the things that we're doing, the things that I've been talking about and preaching and teaching are already working, which means that when they see that, they're going to be like, oh shit, like, that's okay. Like, what you're telling us, we're all in, you know? And that's how you really build into certain things with the culture and certain things with how we play. And that's all great. So I don't want to bring the camera and fuck with any of that and have them, you know, playing more apprehensive or communicating differently because they know it's being recorded. So I'll leave that here for now, and still open to feedback though. Like, I can go and sit upstairs sometimes and record up there and just change this, you know, so you guys don't see like the closet door I guess I left open. You know, it's kind of weird. This is what it felt like for a while at home when I was recording every day from my desk. So I don't want it to be that, and eventually it'll change. It'll be more dynamic. We'll be traveling, going to events and all kinds of stuff like that too. But for right now, this is gonna have to do. And I think I'm gonna go make myself some coffee. Sorry, Louis. Hope I don't wake you, brother. Damn it. Just finishing eating almonds, and now I'm super thirsty. I was just upstairs, and I didn't fill my water bottle. We can do that real quick. I'm back. I'm going to eat a couple more almonds while I'm at it. So today, I felt like our practice went well. Our scrims went well. We didn't dominate our scrims, but for the level of prep we've had on one of the maps we scrimmed, we actually played like really, really well. And on the other map, like we're going to be good with our scrims. We're going to use our scrims for what they're intended for, right? Like it's a practice. Like winning a scrim doesn't mean shit. So like going over stuff, making sure our executes are good, making sure our setups are good. I felt really strong overall there. On Mirage tonight, we played Misfits, Mirage and Train. Mirage, we had, I would say, probably 4 rounds off the top of my head I could think of that were sloppy. A couple of them we won, a couple of them we didn't. And I think we won that like 16-9. Like it was a pretty convincing win, even with those mistakes. But we also had some individuals like step up in big moments to win some rounds that if we didn't win, like they could have been a different match. But then on Train, I felt like John called a great game. On Train, it just seemed like we weren't all on the same page, and I know the reasons why, and we're going to be working on that tomorrow. So overall, it's kind of a mixed emotion. Like we won so dominantly on the first map that I think everybody was just like feeling really, really good, but then not to be able to close the second one and to lose, fairly badly against a team that we feel pretty confident against, it was a little bit of a struggle. So like the emotions were post game, like super, like nice, good shit, guys, and then like the next one, it was just weren't all on the same page. So that type of stuff will happen. It's I'm somebody that struggles with patience. I like to work fast. I like to see fast results. I like to see things implemented, and I know not everybody works at that speed, and so it's something I'm gonna have to work on is having patience, knowing that like I've been here for like 3 days or something. 4 days, and we haven't even had time to do like a really thorough practice. So I need to just keep in mind, that I've only been here for a handful of days, and we're making progress already. It's just, if it's not as fast as I'd like it to be, I need to make sure I can maintain my patience in that. We're making progress. Not going to see instant results immediately, and everyone's not going to be 100 times better immediately, so that, we need to make sure what we're doing is building good things for the future and long term, and I'm going to have to remind myself of that from time to time. It's fairly early right now. We after the matches, we went to the main house, and we hung out there for a bit, shot some basketball. They played ping pong for a bit. We ate at the main house where the chefs cook. And I've got a couple hours now. I'll probably go back, rewatch Train, find some mistakes and misplays. Probably be messaging with the guys a little bit, because there's a couple things that I want to go over with them, even though it's like off hours, like we're not practicing. It's not really like practice stuff. It's just things I want them to think about, like tonight for tomorrow. And maybe just chill out, watch some streams. I'm actually a little bit tired, but not quite tired enough for bed. So that's probably what I'm going to do. And just watching some demos, watching the matches, chilling out. And I've also got a couple, now that I think about it, I've got some internal and administrative things I need to catch up on. Some notes and stuff I need to type up. So that's probably what I'll do now. And then maybe keep the streams open or something in the background. I think that's the plan. So that's what I'm going to do.